Call of the Waters. Once upon a time, in a village nestled between the lush hills and a glistening river, life thrived in a harmonious rhythm. The villagers, with twinkling laughter and kind hearts, shared their days by growing crops, weaving, and gathering to tell stories beneath the auspicious shade of towering baobab trees. Amidst it all, a young woman named Afia sparkled like morning dew. She had skin the color of rich earth, deep brown eyes that glimmered with curiosity, and hair that flowed like the breeze, often crowned with bright wildflowers. Afia was adored by everyone, known for her gentle spirit and insatiable thirst for adventure. Yet, stories of the forbidden river spirit whispered through the village, tales of a beautiful entity who enchanted the unwary to their doom. For Afia, the tales only deepened her longing to explore the river, that golden ribbon of water that called to her every time she passed it on her way to fetch water. As the sun dipped low one particular evening, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Afia's heart quickened. She felt a pull toward the water, an unexplainable magnetism. The villagers warned her of the dangers, but the adventure brewed within her like a restless storm. What could be so dangerous about beauty, she mused to herself, casting aside caution. With a bucket in hand, Afia ventured to the river's edge. The air thickened with the scent of wet earth, and the breath of the evening breeze caressed her face. The water shimmered like diamonds under the twilight sky, and the sound of flowing water sang a tune that seemed to beckon her name. Afia. Afia echoed in her mind as if the river whispered secrets she yearned to discover. As she approached, she saw a figure standing gracefully amidst the water, a woman whose beauty illuminated the dimming light. The river spirit, Nia, emerged, her form ethereal and dressed in flowing garments crafted from the river itself. The strands of her hair streamed like cascading waterfalls, adorned with vibrant lotus flowers that seemed to shimmer with each gentle ripple. Nia's eyes, deep and soulful, captured Afia's gaze, drawing her closer. "Do not be afraid, child of the earth," Nia spoke, her voice like music that danced around the air. "I am Nia, the guardian of this river. You have come seeking, have you not?" Suddenly, Afia felt both frightened and exhilarated. "Yes, I came for water, but also for something more," she confessed. "I have heard stories of you, yet here you are, so real, so breathtaking." Nia smiled, a mixture of compassion and sadness. "Many speak of me with fear, but my essence is one of connection and longing, not malice. Come closer, and hear the river's truth." Despite her normal hesitation, Afia stepped forward, enthralled. Nia beckoned her to sit on the riverbank, and as the water churned playfully around their feet, she began to speak of the river's depths, the secrets it held and the lives it had touched. Afia listened in rapt attention, feeling the warmth of connection fostered between them. The spirit revealed her own heartache, the loneliness of watching over a land she loved deeply while yearning for companionship. "In the past, I had many who cherished the river and listened to its whispers," Nia sighed. "But humanity's fear has driven them away. Fear should not keep us from understanding beauty," Afia whispered, her heart swelling with empathy. "You are a spirit, but you feel as deeply as we do." Nia's eyes twinkled, though a shadow lingered within them. "Wisdom comes from understanding that the balance between us must be honored. It is both joy and peril that intertwines us." Engrossed in conversation, Afia lost track of time, as dusk deepened the colors around them. Yet just as she began to feel the spirit's sorrow wrapping around her like a cloak, Nia's demeanor changed, hinting at a longing deeper than mere companionship. In that profound moment, Afia felt an enchantment take hold. The golden light from the setting sun shimmered off of Nia, casting a mesmerizing spell that drew her nearer. "Will you stay?" the spirit whispered, a pleading in her voice that resonated with Afia's heart. "What do you mean?" Afia asked hesitantly, her pulse quickening. "Not just for tonight. Stay with me, and learn what it is to dance among the waters. Together, we can break the silence that binds us to the shore," Nia declared, innocence swirling within her request, yet the undertones revealed a truth that tugged at Afia's soul. Caught in a web of unexpected longing, Afia leaned closer, the connection wrapping around her heart. I don't know how," she replied softly, the river's currents swelling with emotion. "Fear not, dear one. Just a simple choice, Nia beckoned, her melodic voice echoing in Afia's mind, ensnaring her with the allure of the unknown. Just as Afia was ready to surrender to the pull of this enchanting world, a flicker of memory of her family and her village swept over her. The warmth of laughter, the love of her father, the guidance of her grandmother. The river spirit's gaze fell upon her, and in that precarious moment, she felt a choice must be made, a dance with fate that might lead her down a path she could not foresee. Yet, it was a moment where freedom, enchantment, and love intertwined. A siren's call that would change her life forever, entwining her fate into the heart of the river and the spirit who dwelled within. Echoes of worry. The village awoke to a disquieting stillness that morning. The usual sounds of laughter and conversation were replaced by nervous whispers, filling the air with an electric tension. Afia had not returned from her trip to the river the night before, and as the sun rose over the hills casting long shadows, concerned villagers began to gather at the square, their faces etched with worry. Kofi, Afia's father, stood at the forefront, his brow furrowed in deep thought. He adjusted the worn straw hat that shaded his solemn eyes, determined to mask the intensity of his fear as he surveyed the small crowd that had gathered. The villagers exchanged anxious glances, each silence heavy with unspoken dread. Where could she be, he wondered, gripping the wooden staff he used for support. Maybe she lost track of time, Kofi, whispered Nana Abina, his mother, her voice trembling slightly. The wrinkles on her face deepened as she attempted to appear steady, yet Kofi saw a flicker of concern in her wise eyes. She loves the river so, but she knows better than to linger. She would not take unnecessary risks. Kofi nodded, although deep down, a tempest brewed. I should have gone with her. She shouldn't have gone alone, he lamented. The weight of fatherly concern pressed down on him, and guilt gnawed at his insides. As the minutes turned to hours, the shadows lengthened around them, and Abina gathered the villagers to share stories of bravery and loss. They huddled together, seeking solace in reminiscences that warmed their spirits. Remember how Afia danced with the fireflies during moonlit nights? Her laughter echoed into the night, chasing away darkness. Abina reminisced, her voice a soothing balm against the tension. Kofi looked out over the crowd, hoping his daughter would appear with that same laughter and brightness, but there was no sign of her. He could see the worry in the faces of those who knew and loved her. We must search for her. We cannot wait any longer, he declared, his voice steely with determination. The river is enchanted, and there are tales of spirits leading travelers astray. Whispers of fear rippled through the villagers, and Kofi felt a surge of responsibility wash over him. Gather ropes, torches, anything we might need. We go at once. In minutes, the village assembled a small search party, armed with candles and torches, their hearts pounding in rhythm with the urgency of the situation. As Kofi led the group toward the riverbank, Abina closely trailed behind, offering words of encouragement and strength to those who faltered. As they approached the river, the dense trees loomed overhead, casting eerie shadows that danced around them. The air grew thick with humidity, and the scent of wet earth filled their lungs. Kofi felt the pull of dread deep in his heart. Afia! He shouted, his voice carrying over the water, an echo of love and desperation. With each step closer to the river, Kofi could feel the weight of stories unspoken, tales that the elders warned of, the river spirit who lured the unsuspecting, leading them into a mesmerizing world from which they could never return. He had always dismissed the warnings as myths, but now, faced with the possibility of losing his daughter, he could not dismiss their truth. As they reached the water's edge, the river shimmered with an otherworldly glow. The sun began its descent, and the water sparkled like scattered jewels, enchanting yet haunting. Kofi held a torch high, illuminating the space before him, searching for any sign of Afia. Let us split up, he urged, desperation creeping into his voice. We must cover more ground. Nana Abina's heart raced as she watched the villagers scatter along the riverbank, calling out Afia's name. She clutched a pendant gifted by Afia, a simple bead that sparkled with memories of laughter and love. Where are you, my sweet girl? She murmured to herself. But as time passed, shadows deepened, and the river's calls grew seductive, a siren song echoing in their hearts. Kofi's resolve began to waver as he saw the worry etched into the faces of the search party. The sun had sunk low beyond the horizon, painting the sky with shades of deep purple and gold. Time was slipping through their fingers like water itself. Just then, A rustling in the undergrowth caught Kofi's attention. A figure appeared, a young boy from the village named Yor, breathless and wide-eyed. "The river. It's calling to me," he gasped, glancing back nervously. I saw something moving in the water. It looked like Afia." Kofi felt a cold rush of wind course through him. "Take me to it, Yor," he commanded, clinging to the hope rising within him amidst the anxiety that threatened to envelop them. The boy nodded, leading Kofi to where the water lapped greedily at the shore, devouring the last rays of sunlight. As they arrived, Kofi's heart pounded, and the hairs on his arms stood on end. If his daughter was indeed calling from the depths, then what spirit awaited them? He stood at the water's edge, peering intently into the depths, searching for any sign of Afia. Amidst the serene chaos, there came a faint whisper, laced with regret and longing, slithering through the air like a breeze. "Daddy," it seemed to murmur, echoing through the trembling night. The sound stole Kofi's breath away. "Afia!" he cried, his heart pounding with urgency. But the river held its secrets close, and as the stars blinked softly in the night sky, Kofi felt a heavy dread settle deep in his bones. Each moment passing was a piercing reminder that his daughter was still lost somewhere within the heart of the river, ensnared by a spirit's call led by the very forces that showed her beauty but concealed great danger. And so, standing at the edge of the unknown, the echoes of worry intertwined with the currents of fate, binding them all to a destiny yet unwritten, one that would unfold as they sought the light that lingered in their hearts for the daughter they cherished. Whispers of the river spirit. The world around Afia shimmered with an almost surreal beauty as she found herself enveloped by the river spirit Nia's realm. Colorful flowers danced in the gentle breeze, their vibrant petals glistening like jewels in the sun. Cascading waterfalls glimmered like ribbons, reflecting the warm light of an unseen sun. Although breathtaking, there was a pull of melancholy woven through the charm of this enchanting place, a reminder of the longing and sorrow that cradled the spirit's existence. As Afia stood on the edge of a crystal-clear pool, she felt a deep sense of wonder mixed with confusion. Where was she, and how had she come to visit this ethereal realm? The last clear memory she held was of the river's edge, its sweet whispers calling her closer before Nia's voice began to echo within her mind. It was as if the spirit had wrapped her in a tender embrace, transporting her to a world beyond her imagination. "What is this place?" Afia asked, her voice a mix of awe and trepidation. "Am I dreaming?" Nia materialized beside her, her flowing form adorned in shimmering garments woven from water and light. "This is my domain, the hidden heart of the river. You are not dreaming, you have come to learn, to understand the beauty and sorrow intertwined with my existence." Afia felt a stirring within her heart, and the urgency to comprehend the spirit's plight surged within her. "But why have I come here? I must return to my family, they are worried about me." Nia's expression softened, a haunting grace in her expressive eyes. "You are here because of the bond we share, dear Afia. Your heart's openness called you, and now you must confront what it means to be caught between two worlds. A connection to your own kind and the spirit of the river." The words resonated within her, sparking deep reflection. "What do you want from me?" Afia asked, curiosity mixed with a hint of defiance. "Not what I want, but what the river desires. It craves understanding and respect," Nia replied, her voice a melodious whisper. "You and your people have distanced yourselves from the depths of the river's heart. It wishes to be heard, to share its tales in exchange for reverence." "What tales?" Afia leaned closer, enthralled by the spirit's words. "What do you want me to hear?" With a wave of her hand, Nia summoned a whirlwind of memories, swirling images of the river's history spiraled before Afia. Visions of laughter, vibrant festivals held at the water's edge, children playing, families thrived, and life flowed freely, intertwined with the river's current. Yet as the scenes progressed, a shadow fell across the joy. Villagers grew fearful, heeding warnings of the spirit that lurked beneath the surface. Their hearts closed off, shunning the river, severing the bond created through generations. "See how the river has been forgotten," Nia lamented, sadness quaking through her voice. It became a vessel of tales untold, filled with dreams but suffocated by the fear that now lingers. As they withdrew, so did I, becoming a mere echo. Afia felt a swell of empathy wash over her. "But how can I help?" "I'm just one person," she whispered, her tone quavering. "You are more than one person, Afia. Your heart is a beacon of connection, the bridge between my world and yours," Nia replied with fervor. "You must return, voice what you have learned, and bring your people back to the river. Only together can they reclaim the beauty and whispers of life entwined within its waters." "But they are afraid," Afia argued, a knot tightening in her stomach. "How do I convince them?" "By showing them the truth," Nia urged, her eyes shimmering with ethereal light. "Bring them here, share the wisdom of nature, and remind them of the love that exists in every ripple." Realization dawned upon Afia. She understood now that true beauty was about connection and understanding the veins of nature that intertwined with her village's existence. The spirit needed a champion, someone to bridge the gap of fear and foster healing. Yet, a worry loomed within her heart. What if she couldn't return? If by helping the spirit, she lost her way home? The thought sent an icy shiver down her spine. "But I still don't know how to get back," she confessed, the fear lacing her words. Nia raised her hands, and swirling lights illuminated the surrounding area. "The river will always guide you, Afia. It is a part of you now, as much as you are a part of it. Your choice lies in trust. Embrace it, and the river will reveal its path." The spirit's words rekindled hope within Afia, yet the shadow of doubt threatened to overshadow resolve. How could she muster the courage to confront her fears, to reclaim her connection to a river that called to her heart? As if sensing her turmoil, Nia stepped forward, her presence a warm embrace. "You are capable of great things, dear Afia. Have faith in yourself. Your family yearns for your safety, they grieve for you already. Let that love fuel your journey home." "Will you be with me?" Afia asked, her voice soft and tentative. "I will be, as long as you carry the light within you," Nia whispered, and an aura surrounding the spirit flickered with warmth. "Now take a deep breath, and remember the love you share with your family. It is the thread that will guide you back." Drawing upon the courage surging through her heart, Afia inhaled deeply, closing her eyes and visualizing her father's familiar face, her grandmother's laughter, and the safety of her home. Warmth enveloped her as she felt the river spirit at her side, their connection forged stronger by an understanding of each other's worlds. Suddenly, the pool of water beneath her shimmered, and a pathway emerged, flowing waves that beckoned with gentle urgency. As she stepped forward, she looked back at Nia, who smiled with heartwarming encouragement. "May the river's truth lead you home," she murmured. With each step down the shimmering pathway, Afia sensed the world shifting around her, the whispers of the river spirit dissolving into the fabric of the air. She felt liberated yet weighted with responsibility, knowing that her time away from the river had opened her heart to its ancient stories. And as the waters swirled around her, pulling her under a veil of liquid light, Afia realized it was no longer just about her return. It was an invitation to weave together the threads of humanity and nature harmoniously once more. With the whispers of the river spirit echoing in her mind, she emerged into the darkening world above, ready to face whatever awaited her. And at the center of it all, the love she had for her family and her newfound bond with the river would guide her back home. The quest for unity. The sun dipped low over the horizon, casting hues of purple and orange across the sky as Kofi stood at the riverbank, the cool breeze brushing against his skin. His heart felt heavy with worry as he scanned the water's shimmering surface, still haunted by the echo of Afia's call. The villagers, scattered across the banks, mirrored his unease, their faces pale with fear and uncertainty. Kofi gathered the small assembly and called for their attention. "Listen," he began, raising his hand to silence the murmurs. "We have searched for Afia long enough without a plan. I refuse to lose her deep within this river's grasp. It is time to cast aside fear and unite in our love for her." Whispers of doubt coursed through the group. "What can we do?" one villager spoke up, anxiety evident in his tone. "The river spirit is powerful, and we have heard the tales. What if Afia is lost to us forever?" Abina, standing off to the side, clasped her hands together, her expression resolute. "My son, we must not succumb to fear. We must remember the strength we hold in our hearts, and let it guide us. But we must also listen. The river needs our understanding just as we need Afia." Kofi nodded, inspired by his mother's wisdom. "Exactly. We cannot confront the spirit with hostility or fear. It is not merely a monster in a tale, it is a guardian that has been forgotten, just as we have strayed from the river's sacred embrace." One by one, determination ignited in the eyes of the villagers. They began to murmur among themselves, recalling their lost memories of laughter and connection by the riverside. Slowly, a sense of unity grew among them, a delicate thread weaving hearts together. Kofi stepped forward again, urgency coloring his voice. "We must send a message to the river, a call of respect and love. We shall gather at the water's edge, with offerings to honor the spirit. We must show that we embrace it, not fear it." The villagers exchanged glances, minds processing Kofi's words. Abina added, "When we join together, we form a bond stronger than any single fear. Let us bring flowers, woven baskets of grain, and other gifts that speak our gratitude for the river's abundance." Feeling the surge of hope, Kofi rallied those gathered. "Tonight, we gather as one to restore what we have lost. As we stand together, our love for Afia will pierce the veil of fear that surrounds the river. We must show Nia that we cherish the gifts of nature and wish to reconnect." With renewed purpose, the villagers hurried back to their homes, gathering gifts to honor the river spirit. The sun sank beneath the horizon, gracing the sky with a blanket of stars twinkling like diamonds scattered across black velvet. When night unfurled its cloak, the villagers assembled back at the riverbank, their hearts echoing with anticipation. Luminescent lanterns floated above them, glowing in the warm embrace of the night as they stood in a circle around the water, casting reflections that seemed to dance with the spirit. Kofi held up a brightly woven basket filled with fragrant flowers and grains. "Here, we honor the river spirit. With these offerings, we open our hearts to healing and unity." He turned to the villagers, their eyes glistening with a mixture of determination and hope. "Together, we stand as one." The villagers echoed his sentiment, each placing their offerings at the water's edge. Floral wreaths, woven baskets filled with grains, and even cherished trinkets that spoke of their connection to the river. With each item, a prayer escaped their lips, heartfelt words woven into the fabric of the night, asking for safekeeping and forgiveness. Kofi stepped forward, his heart pounding like the drums of their ancestors' celebrations. "River Spirit, we beseech you. We stand united before you tonight, acknowledging your ancient wisdom. We honor the bond between us and the river, and we seek the return of our beloved Afia." The wind carried his words, swirling gently through the air as it danced over the water's surface. For a moment, silence reigned, only the gentle lapping of the waves filling the spaces between their heartbeats. Then, slowly, the river began to glow with a soft luminescence, illuminating the surrounding area in ethereal light. An enchanting melody emerged from the depths, resonating in a way that made the villagers' hearts race. It was as if the river itself was responding. Nia's presence swelled within their collective consciousness, elegant yet powerful, her essence woven into the soft currents that caressed the banks. "Your love is both felt and acknowledged," the voice whispered through the air, ethereal and captivating. "Afia's spirit is woven into mine, and together we share a bond deeper than your fears." All eyes widened as the river swirled and shifted, revealing a shimmer of deep blue, glimpses of the magical realm Afia had discovered. The villagers held their breath, hearts racing with hope. The river spirit's accepting embrace felt tangible, drawing strength from the love they pooled together for Afia. "Come forth, child of the river," Nia continued, her voice a silky melody. "Let your family see the truth of you. Only through their love shall the path to healing be revealed." The water glimmered, and suddenly, a dazzling light burst forth, illuminating the night. From the depths emerged a dazzling figure, Afia, surrounded by a halo of shimmering water droplets, eyes filled with warmth and longing. "Kofi! Abina!" she cried out, tears pooling in her eyes. The moment felt as if time stood still, her voice slicing through the tension like a warm knife through butter. Her father rushed forward, arms outstretched, pulling her into a protective embrace, his heart swelling with relief. "Afia, my sweet girl. We feared we had lost you forever." "I am here," Afia said, her voice tremulous yet steady. "I learned so much, and I need you all to hear me. The river and its spirit need us just as much as we need them. We must reclaim the bond that we lost." As Afia's words hung in the night air, the warmth of acceptance enveloped the villagers, binding them together like the roots of ancient trees intertwining beneath the earth. The quest for unity had awakened a resolve that echoed through their hearts, a pact to honor both their humanity and the spirit that lived within the river. Together, they would weave a new tapestry of connection, a promise to cherish the river's gifts and the love that would guide their way forward, uniting their strengths, their fears, and most importantly their hearts. Confrontation in the mist. The night was thick with anticipation as the villagers gathered again at the banks of the river. A fog cloaked the water, rolling in like whispers of secrets long held. Each villager stood shoulder to shoulder, hearts racing with trepidation yet buoyed by the warmth of their unity. Kofi led the group, his heart pounding in rhythm with the pulsing water before him, where his daughter had re-emerged from the depths of the river's embrace. "Tonight, we face the spirit together," Kofi declared, his voice firm despite the anxiety swirling in the mist. "We have learned to listen and honor. We will confront Nia not as enemies, but as a community willing to mend the rift between us." Afia stepped beside him, her eyes reflecting the flickering torchlight. "Nia has shown me the truth of the river. She feels our pain and our joy. If we stand together, we can heal what is broken." As mist curled around them, Abina stepped forward, her voice echoing wisdom earned through years. "Let us enter the river's embrace with respect and humility. Nia is not our adversary, she is a guardian of life. In her depths lie lessons of balance and unity." With hearts intertwined, the villagers took a collective breath, and Kofi raised the woven basket filled with their offerings. "Nia, guardian of the sacred waters, we come in peace and humility. Bring us understanding and guide us to a new beginning." The river continued to shimmer beneath the rising moon, its surface reflecting the tension in the air. For a moment, silence reigned as the mist thickened, billowing and swirling like gauzy fabric around their ankles. Then, a ripple danced across the water, echoing the tug of the evening breeze. Slowly, the river stirred, creating a gentle hum that resonated through the ground beneath their feet. The voice of Nia emerged, floating ethereally on the currents. "You return in unity, weary and unafraid. The fog wraps around you, yet within your hearts lies the warmth of purpose." Facing the mist, Kofi stood tall, emboldened by knowing Afia was safe. "We have come to honor you, Nia. We seek to understand, to forge a bond that has been lost. Will you guide us?" As she spoke, the spirit's presence grew more defined, her striking form shimmering through the fog, adorned with flowing garments sculpted from water and light. "Your love holds power. But the river requires more than your hopes. It requires commitment and respect for the balance we once shared." Afia stepped forward, her heart racing. "We are ready, Nia. We understand that our disconnection led to your solitude. The village turned away from the truth of the river. We need your wisdom to find our way back." The fog began to swirl more intensely around them, and Nia's voice seemed to echo from every droplet in the air. "Do you acknowledge the beauty of the river? Can you empathize with the pain it feels when forgotten?" "I do," Afia replied, tears glazing her eyes. "We will cherish the bond we've lost. I promise we will listen and learn from the river." In that moment, the river surged forward, spilling gently over the banks, as if beckoning them closer. The villagers gasped in unison as the water shimmered, revealing visions from the river's depths. Flashes of children playing, families gathered, and the laughter that once echoed over the surface, now dimmed by the absence of reverence. "I was entrusted with the care of this river and the love binding us," Nia spoke sorrowfully. "But as you turned away, my heart grew heavy with solitude, and the river whispered tales of loss and grievance. It felt abandoned, as did I." A profound silence blanketed the crowd, the weight of understanding settling over them. Kofi's voice shook with sincerity. "We recognize our ignorance, Nia. Our fear has cost us your wisdom, and we have lost the beauty of your world. We wish to restore the connection we once had. Teach us how to honor you, and we will carry your story back to our village." Nia studied them for a moment, her expressive eyes reflecting the flickering torchlight. "Embrace the truth that nature thrives when respected, not feared. The river moves in sacred cycles. For every ripple speaks, every murmur gifts wisdom." A rustling breeze swirled around them, intertwining with the mist and illuminating the water's surface. The villagers took a collective step closer, the connection between them growing stronger, infused with resolve. Kofi lowered the basket of offerings at the water's edge, symbols of their commitment spread wide. "Join me, Nia, in restoring this bond," he implored quietly, extending his hand toward the water, as if reaching for an unbroken tether. The spirit's form shimmered and flowed closer, her presence enveloping them like warm sunlight breaking through the clouds. The water surged gently, wrapping around their feet, inviting them into a dance of unity, a promise to intertwine their lives with the river's essence. "If your hearts are true, then let us begin anew," she declared, her voice harmonizing with the gentle lapping of the waves. As the river swirled around them like a silken ribbon, Kofi gripped Afia's hand, and she felt the warmth radiating from each villager, igniting her spirit. With their newfound bond, they would honor the river and the life it cradled, echoing the strength of unity in every breath they took. Nia's luminous presence shifted, forming a bridge of shimmering water that flowed toward the village, a path illuminated by understanding and respect. Together, you will remember the beauty of the river. Together, you will weave a tapestry of connection that harmonizes both your lives and the spirit of this sacred water. As the villagers stepped forward, hearts synchronized with determination, they took their first steps into the flowing waters of the river, embracing both the spirit and each other, ready to embark on a journey of healing, understanding, and ultimately love. The spirit's wisdom would guide them, and through the mist, they would emerge not just as individuals, but as a community entwined with the very essence of nature. A journey to reclaim the beauty of life and restore the cherished bond with the river's depths. Return to harmony. The water glimmered under the soft glow of the moon as Kofi held Afia's hand tightly, feeling the warmth radiate between their palms like shared sunlight. The villagers stood close, their collective breaths a blend of anticipation and nervousness, mingling with the gentle sigh of the river surrounding them. Nia, radiant and ethereal, shimmered at the forefront, her presence a living testament to the bond they were about to forge. "Tonight we reclaim the harmony that once defined our lives," Nia declared, her voice a melodic echo through the stillness of the night. "To heal the rifts, you must embrace the rhythm of the river. It flows with stories that unite us and with lessons that remind us of the responsibilities we share toward nature." The villagers listened intently, hearts swelling with purpose. Kofi took a step closer, his voice unwavering. "Nia, we promise to listen, to learn, and to cherish the wisdom that flows within this river. We want to restore the connection with nature that we've neglected for too long." Afia squeezed her father's hand, her heart racing with excitement and determination. "Let us begin anew. Together, we can cultivate the love that binds our community to the river's depths. We must forge an unbreakable bond that extends beyond fear." Nia nodded, her eyes softening with approval. "Begin by sharing your dreams and aspirations with the river. Speak of the beauty you wish to see it unfold in your lives. But remember, it is a two-way flow, listen to its whispers as well." With Nia's words echoing in their hearts, the villagers formed a circle around the water, the moonlight reflecting brightly like scattered pieces of their hopes. One by one, they stepped forward, pouring their thoughts and dreams into the currents, each whispering their desires into the flowing water. "I dream of my children splashing and playing here once again," laughter echoing through the valley, one villager said, releasing a small flower into the river as a symbol of renewal. "I wish to restore the village market by the river, bringing back the vibrancy of our community," another added, placing a woven basket filled with grain beside the water. As each villager made their offerings, a palpable energy raised the hairs on their arms, electrifying the air around them. The river responded, swirling gently, a soft light illuminating the surface where their hopes met the water. Before long, the offerings began to glimmer, sparkling as if infused with life, an acknowledgement from the river of their renewed intentions. Kofi felt a wave of gratitude wash over him as he made his way to the water's edge. "I wish for the river to teach us the importance of balance, to guide our community in respecting the natural world," he declared, gently releasing the woven basket of herbs that symbolized healing and harmony. Afia followed her father, heart brimming with hope. "I wish for friendship, unity, and understanding among our people, a bond that respects both the river and what it offers us." She let a small, handcrafted raft sail forth, representing the journey they all would share. As the offerings filled the water, a soft wind carried a melodious hum through the air. The river responded, creating ripples that glided closer, illuminating the night with gentle light, enveloping them all in a sense of warmth and acceptance. "Feel the connection," Nia murmured as she glided along the edge of the river like a shimmering wave. "This is the essence of harmony." With Nia guiding them, the villagers understood that their collective wishes were not just mere words but promises that amalgamated into ripples of fate. The river swirled, creating a path towards the mystical realm, inviting each villager to step into the depths where understanding and respect thrived. One by one, they approached the water, allowing the river to wash over their feet, a symbol of their commitment to honor it, embracing connection over division. With each touch, the whispers of the river intertwined with their heartbeat, forging a bond that existed beyond their conscious understanding. "Let us speak the language of the river," Nia encouraged. "Feel its heart as it shares its stories, of joy, of loss, of resilience. Only then can you understand the depth of its spirit." As they immersed themselves in the sensation, images of the river's history cascaded through their minds. Tales of joy, laughter ringing like chimes, and the bittersweet sadness of neglect. The beauty of connection sang through the water, the song of generations united, creating a tapestry of love and understanding amidst nature's embrace. The villagers witnessed the truth of their existence, that their lives were interwoven with the energy of the river. When the visions faded, Kofi looked around at his fellow villagers, who were now glowing with newfound understanding. The fear that once bound them was replaced with an undeniable warmth, awakening the spirit of their community. "I see it now," he exclaimed, voice brimming with excitement. "The river flourishes when we choose to share our dreams and heed its wisdom together." A ripple of agreement echoed through the villagers, and they shared smiles and affirmations, aware that this was only the beginning of their journey. "Nia, thank you for revealing the truth to us," Afia spoke, her eyes glistening with gratitude. "We are committed to nurturing this bond and educating our children about the river's significance. Let these waters carry our hopes for years to come." With a flick of her wrist, Nia sent shimmering waters sprouting flowers along the bank, each bloom a reminder of the promises forged that night. "May this place always be a sanctuary of connection and harmony, as long as you honor it." And as dawn broke beyond the horizon, painting the world in golden hues of light, the villagers felt the weight of their past lift, replaced with empowering hope for the future. Together, they had rekindled not just the bond with the river but with one another. The gentle now entwined with the fierce, the dreams blended with reality, and what was once lost found its way back home. As the sun rose higher, glistening over the water, it illuminated the path each villager would walk, guided by the knowledge they had gained and the love they had promised. They had transformed their fears into commitments, and with each step taken together, they would honor their past and embrace the beauty of a united journey ahead. Did you enjoy this video? If so, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to join us for more amazing stories every day. Here at Daily Anything History, there's always something new to discover. See you in the next video.